All righty. Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, February 13th. We're taking a look at NASDAQ. So, main focus for this morning is that 21,850 level of interest. If we zoom out, we can see price has been bumping up against this area for about 4 out of 5 of the past sessions. 5 of 5 if you include pre-market action from last Friday. So 850 main watch. Pretty much have been sideways ever since Friday's sell. You have the gap down on Sunday, quickly absorbed. At the overnight sell again on Tuesday, quickly absorbed. You have the CPI gap down, quickly absorbed. So every push away from 850, every dip from 850 is getting quickly bought up here from buyers. We still see selling activity up through here, right? But price just continuing to knock on that 850 area. What I'll be looking at if we see acceptance above 850 this morning is overnight high right through here, 925. That's the weekly high as well for this week. And then last week's high up through here, 21,970 level of interest. There's going to be two more important areas for this morning. Let's jump over to the 2-hour chart. You can see if price breaks last week's high. That was also the previous week's high right through there, right? So that 21,970 is definitely a critical area of resistance. And then from there, it's really the 22K area up into 22,100. You got some higher time frame pivots in this area. So we'll see if buyers can finally trigger that breakout, or if sellers are just going to keep showing up here and hammering this thing. Pretty straightforward. I've got the open here in about 2.5 minutes. Let's take a look. Do we have economic data today? We did just have PPI. PPI usually a nothing burger. Not a tier 1 newsprint like CPI is. That's it. That is it for today. We probably have looks like we have Trump speaking later on tariffs, so that can always be market moving. Anything trade or tariffs related can definitely be market moving, so keep an eye on that. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. But as of this morning, no 10 a.m. prints or anything like that. So we're looking at 850. We're looking at that prior day high, 862. Is that right? No, that's not right. That was the after hours. Yeah, that was the after hours high. So the true prior day high is 839, 21,839. Here comes the open in 90 seconds. All right, here comes the open. Regular trading hours open, incoming. So 21,850 main watch here. You've got session volume point of control right here at 870. There's the open. We do technically have a very slight gap higher outside of that prior day's range. So a little push off the open right there. NQ into 21,900. Overnight high is 21,927. And that is also the high of the week. Here it comes. 927. And sellers step in ahead of the overnight high, right back into that structure. So again, up above that overnight high, we're looking at last week's high, 21,970. NQ back into the session highs here. Here's that overnight high. Let's see. This should be a good test. 927. There's the break above. A pretty nice push off the open. Now we want to see overnight high, if any acceptance is shown above this area or not. And if we do see that acceptance, we're looking for 970. Really, it's like 967. There's 945 already. Any opening drive enjoyers? Opening 5-minute bar closes here in 40 seconds. right back into overnight high. So far we have we had that small gap higher. It holds, you get the little gap and go. There's your very slight new high of day. Probably want to be raising those trails if you have any longs on. I got my trail at 929. There it goes. Trail taken. Decent little opening drive there. See how this overnight high is going to be treated now. NQ not quite into that last week high, but pretty close. Within 20 points. Looks like the trail was appropriate that time. Not getting trailed out to the tick, just to watch it bounce. NQ coming into session low here. Session volume point of control right there at 870. Keep an eye on that 15-minute candle, especially if NQ is going to be rejecting the upper portion of that range here. There's your session low. See if a new low is going to be made. There's your new low of day. And we get right into 850. Then you have prior day high down beneath there, 839. Highest volume of the sesh. Overnight gap is filled. So 850 stays on watch here. Keeping a close eye on this opening 15-minute bar. Remember, there's the upper portion of a near-term range that's just been rejected. There's the structure. So far, buyers liking that prior day high 850 area. Need to see price reclaim session volume point of control here, reclaim VWAP. It's like that 21865 area. Then your session volume point of control is still right there, 21870. Prior day high fails, you're probably looking at prior day volume point of control, 787. And I'm using the RTH prior day high as always, which is 839. My script is a little misread here, the indicator. A little bit more of a push here in that 15-minute will just be a doji. So not quite as bearish as it was looking a couple minutes ago. NQ retesting that session volume point of control there at 870. So now buyers need to continue to defend that spot. Probably take your intraday fib here now. The 50% is right there, 893. Here's kind of where we're at. 5-minute RTH structure. Held the prior day high almost to the tick there. It's a tricky location until that 970 is cleared. So if you're still grabbing longs through here, just be cautious. NQ 50% retracement there from that sell earlier. 61 is up at 906. Des, pass your funded, pass your combine. Nice work, man. Congrats. Any longs from lower, there's a good spot to reduce into that fib sell zone, or at the very least, raise your trail. 15-minute, not nearly as bearish as it was looking earlier. That's why you wait for candle closure before doing too much analysis on those. And sellers step in there, fib sell zone. The tail as old as time. I trailed my second long there on that. Not bad, not bad. Decent morning. If we see the session low fail here, I'll be very cautious with further longs until a lower level of interest is tested. Just because again, this is the higher, or rather the upper portion of that near term range. $8.50 retested. $10 still 10 a.m. No data. Personally did not grab that retest of 850 there. Want a little more clarity now. Like a bit more clarity. Upper portion of a range is it's a tough area to be grabbing long till that range actually breaks out. At least for me anyway. At this point, I'm probably gonna wait till 10 now before putting on any more exposure. 850 stays as the primary watch here. And cue right back into that 50% fib retracement. That's from the session high to the session low. 5 minute starting to show a little bit of barcode, right? Check out volume as well. Tapering down, still above minimum threshold, but tapering down a little bit. So buyers really want to see a break of this area right through here, and then a test up into the overnight high, then go for the session high, and then really 970, last week's high. Actually, the past 2 weeks high. Past 2 consecutive weeks have a high right there at 970. 5 till 10 a.m. NQ back into that 61% fib. Slow push from that retest right there here. Starting to open up a bit now. Let's see how this overnight high is going to be treated. 21,927 for NASDAQ. Volume's improving. So far for me, still just with the two trades. NQ into overnight high right here. Overnight high 21,927. If that breaks, you're looking at a session high next up. And 1 minute till 10 a.m. No data. No data. First 30 minutes of the sesh complete. Opening 30-minute bar is bullish. See if we could have buyers break that last week high. 970. Sellers reloading there at overnight high. It's your 21,927. So post 10 a.m. watching the reaction here to overnight high 850. Main watch for this morning has held quite well. Overnight gap filled, that very small gap filled with a retest of the prior day high. Got a higher low there right at VWAP with again another test of 850. Now we're back in the overnight high. All right, there you go. There's your new high of day coming into 970 now. Last week's high, that's the major level. Nice push there. Highest volume of the session, nearly. This is the big test here at 970. This is the big one. Nice work, Chad. Have a good one, man. So sellers reload there at the 970. NQ back into the overnight high. How's the morning for everyone so far? How we doing? How are we doing? No trades, all good. Cash is a position, always. No need to force anything if you don't have clarity on what you want to see. Just wait. Just wait. Still cash, good. Green, 1 for 2, riding short. Nice, Dom. And NQ right there into VWAP. So pretty nice range day so far on our hands. NQ rejecting that prior week high. That 970 remains a very significant level. That one's key. Some pretty good two-way action, actually, so far. Dom and D-Wall hitting the short there. Nice. So if there's going to be a range day, sideways range day, your best ops will be near the edges. Edges of the range, edges of the intraday range. 850, or more like 840 by 970 so far. Pretty good volume. Done for the day, D-Wall. Nice work. So NQ VWAP holds, and we're back into that overnight high. Potentially another higher low in the making here. 970 is really continues to be the big level. I prefer to see action above that level. Like I've said a few times about the range here, coming into that key area of resistance. It's a little tricky. A little bit tricky. Gotta stay nimble. Context. Gotta understand the context. Higher time frame market structure. There's your overnight high being retested. So again, same thing we've been discussing, acceptance above overnight high, watch for that 970 to trade. There's probably a lot of orders sitting up there above that 970. It's been the high for the past 2 weeks. So NQ back above overnight high. Let's see if that 970 gets retested. It's a decent re-entry there if you were quick near the fib buy zone and VWAP. Had to be quick for that one. Had to be quick. Here come the highs. Let's see. Let's see. By the way, no stream tomorrow. I'm going to be offline tomorrow. Going to be completely offline. No trading for me tomorrow. Just FYI. No stream, no trading. No stream, no trading. Friday, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, matter of fact. All-time high coming tomorrow. Could be. Could be. And then Monday's a market holiday, so no trading Monday either. NQ, not quite a new high of day there yet. Not quite. Almost an hour into the sesh. NQ, new high of day. There's 970. Near term can definitely flip into bullish near term backdrop. If we continue to hold 970 into the close, near term will likely flip bullish from neutral. So that's nice. Mish will be happy about that for sure. Pull up your account on Heartbreak Day, Dom? Nah. No, sir. You could take the day off too. Enjoy some time with your lady. And Q just steady pressing the highs here, coming into 22K. Are the markets slow on Valentine's Day? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. It is a 3-day weekend, though. Markets are closed on Monday. Lady told you to get your money up for Valentine's Day? Damn. Ice cold. Ice cold. Wow. That's tough. That is tough. All right, let's see if 970 holds that support now. New high of day, 22K on the way here. That'll be a psychological level. Next upside low is 22,025 level of interest. Nice push. Nice push. So, like we've been talking about in the think tank and even mentioned this morning. What was that? Hold on. All is well. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the structure. The structure. So, every push, every sell away from that 850 has just been so quickly absorbed. Gets tighter and tighter and tighter up against 850 there. Eventually, you see the breakout. Coiling. Coiling, we like to call that. Anytime you have the area of resistance, right? And it just gets tighter all through here. Previously, kind of like that. Kind of a messy drawing, but you get the idea. Compression. Compression. It's the same thing when you have an area of support and you kind of bigger bounces from it. And each bounce it gets lower and lower and lower, and eventually it cracks. Same idea. Really, the biggest clue was actually Sunday, Sunday night, Monday morning. Last Friday we had that big rejection here. Previously, the rejections in this area have led to much larger sells. Not the case here from Monday. And then CPI. Well, Tuesday we had the gap down beneath Monday's low. That was an opportunity for sellers to really flush it. They failed. And then CPI gapping down and just pretty much instantly absorbed again. So little clues like that can help you set the bias, be more accurate with your directionality of which way you're going to be trading. I just focus on longs personally, but for those of you that trade both sides, NQ back into 970. See if 970 holds. All right, we are 1 hour into the sesh. Everyone's still doing all right. We green out there? Are we green? Are we at least respecting our rules? More importantly, following those rules? Hopefully. We can only hope. We can only hope. Green, nice. Nice, nice, nice. And Q just sitting here, 970. Volume's really tapering down. We just have the first print below minimum volume threshold a minute ago. So that's something we need to keep an eye on now, 1 hour into the sesh. One hour into the session. No new trades for me past 10 a.m. Caught 110 points via 2 trades early in the sesh, so it makes it kind of tough to want to continue to press after that. $970 holding though. If you grab that long, you're going for session highs. Will it retest VWAP? I have no idea. I do not have a crystal ball. I have absolutely no idea. I respond to price. I don't try and predict or guess or do anything like that. So simply let price tell me what it wants to do. Look for areas that I am comfortable setting risk against and trade accordingly. Do not do any forecasting here. Don't do anything like that. So, no idea. Sorry. Sorry. Dom, you got the long? Nice work. Yeah, I don't predict anything though, Irvin. I look for areas where I expect price to respond positively. And then part of my high hit rate is due to trade management as well. So I can have an idea that failed that still ends up being a profitable event because of how I manage trades. How's your VWAP anchored? I just have it on the session. This is not anchored VWAP, it's just standard VWAP here. So it's on the session. There's the settings there in trading view. If you grab that 21,970 long, make sure you're trimming some into 22K right there. Next upside level of interest is 025. That was a pretty nice re-entry there. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Up into that next level of interest here, getting into the target. So again, like I mentioned earlier, if we see price hold above 970 today, the near term backdrop will flip to bullish from neutral. Intermediate term does not flip bullish until 22,100. $22K trail, nice. Nice trade. That's a layup. Oh, there you go. Look at that. That's what you like to see, Dom. Locked your one trade strong. YM. Oh, yeah. Wow. YM looks slow. Jeez. Yeah. I don't blame you. Cut that thing. Yeah. I hate that feeling, Tom. That's why it's nice to sometimes trail. Probably want to tighten those trails if you guys are still riding. All right, Strong. Take care, man. Have a good one. NQ, I'd set that trail at 28. Little microstructure right there. You could do it right below 25 too if you want to use the level of interest. Next level of interest is 100, or excuse me, 50 points higher. Those are intermediate term highs. 22,100. Check out that 15-minute, 15 and 30-minute vertical. Benny, you in there? I know Dom's still in there. Martin, nice. Dom trailed, solid. Nice work. Nice work. All right, I think we'll call it a day there. No stream tomorrow. I will be offline. Still will post the notes in the morning, but won't be trading. So if you're in the think tank, watch out for the notes. They'll be up. No stream though. So we'll see everyone on Tuesday. Market is closed on Monday. So enjoy your holiday weekend. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Have a good rest of the session. For the rest of today, we're looking at strictly levels of interest with this trend day. So any reaction to a level of interest. Then don't forget, we do have 1 p.m. Eastern press conference on tariffs. So watch out for that. Could be market moving. But pretty nice day today. Pretty nice day. Came in 850 main watch. We have a few nice reactions versus 850. Then the 970, of course, really nice level of interest there. So hope you guys had a good one. Hope you had a profitable day. If not, at the very least, if you followed your rules, respected your framework, that's definitely a win. So we'll see you on Tuesday.